Good morning, Palmer Ridge. I'm JD Elliott.
And I'm Charles Ludlow. Happy Homecoming Week. Hopefully you've already purchased your tickets to the dance, but if you're a procrastinator, much like myself, you still have time. Ticket sales will continue throughout this week during both lunch periods. Also, make sure not to miss out on the exciting events each evening leading up to the dance.
During the PR and LP football game a couple of weeks ago, Channel News 13 presented Palmer Ridge with the Spirit Award. Our student body proudly sported navy and gold, shouted by cheers led by an enthusiastic group of people. Let's check out the club that was all the rage.
At the game, you may have noticed Palmer Ridge's mascot running around and getting the audience excited. This is credited to the hard work of Mrs. Lopez and Ridgeline members. Further in the year, Ridgeline is planning more fun and exciting events for Palmer Ridge to attend and do.
Yes, we're coming up with new cheers. 2 of them are in the Bear Truth newspaper, and we're coming up with signs and different types of traditions we'd like to start.
Palmer Ridge showed our school spirit as we smashed LP and put a great win in our record.
School spirit, proudness of being a bear.
That was the night you either were proud to be a bear or you were envious that you were not.
That game was pretty crazy. Food, laughing, and not to mention the oh-so-predictable victory. But after the stands clear, the stadium is far from empty. Littered with the remains of foods and drinks, Don Breeze Stadium is left to the mercy of those who enjoy helping our community.
Well, a lot of us see community service as just another assignment. Some of us see community service as a fun way to help out our community.
You may notice that when you come to a football game, how clean the stadium is, even though you probably left something behind. As members of Key Club get ready, it's easy for them to forget why we do cleanup, but it's also because of their hard work that the stadium is always clean. Once everyone has their supplies, they are ready to head out. They simply take their bags and sweep from one end to the other. With all of us working together, it doesn't take long to complete the entire stadium. For Ridgeline, this is Charles Ludlow. It's awesome to see students demonstrating selflessness and serving their community.
Did you know that Palmer Ridge offers a course in CPR and first aid? You may wonder how learning CPR could take up an entire semester. The class learns more than how to respond to emergencies. There's also a unit on wilderness survival.
Everyone loves a good survival story, and in Mrs. Lee's CPR class, the students are learning how to use a compass to better their chance of survival.
In this day and age of electronics, it's not hard to believe that your average student doesn't know how to use a compass. To learn and achieve this essential skill, the CPR class engaged in an orienteering activity, which tested and rewarded their efforts.
Right now in CPR, we are doing orienteering, which is basically using a map and compass to find your way to certain objects.
Using their compasses, groups of students mapped 10 coordinates to create a course. To put a fun twist on the game, they were instructed to leave a dibble, a trinket to prove someone's visit at each point. The popular choices for dibbles were pieces of candy. Each group traded maps and spent a class period visiting each plot point. Although the exercise was deemed difficult, it increased the students' sense of direction and made them more familiar with operating a compass. From Ridgeline, this is Stasia Gessert.
Learning to use a compass is a pretty crucial skill to know when you're lost.
High school can be a challenge and can influence your ideas and beliefs, which will follow you throughout the rest of your life. Palmer Ridge has a club for athletes to grow spiritually with one another in fellowship and fun.
You may have noticed while walking into school that there's a bunch of kids gathered around the flagpole. These are usually Friday prayer meetings for FCA. They usually meet Monday nights.
On Monday nights from 7 to 9, FCA meets at the Ponderosa. FCA usually serves dinner, receives a quick lesson from a teacher, and divides up into small groups.
Well, I'm a Christian and an athlete, and youth group at our church, it's in the Colorado Springs, so we don't really see many people we know down there. So it's nice to have a youth group with the same people that you go to school with.
They also show videos, like music videos, and play some fun games like Blacklight Dodgeball. So if you have some spare time on Monday nights or just want to challenge your friends in a fun game, go to FCA in the Buckskin and Elkhorn buildings. It's a place of encouragement and fellowship where we can all take on life together. For Ridgeline, this is JD Elliott.
It's refreshing to see students confident in their faith. And determined to make a difference.
Before we come to a close, let's check out what type of weather we should be expecting this week. Bobby?
Well, good morning, Palmer Ridge. Welcome back on this fine Monday morning. I'm your local, friendly, and always accurate weatherman, Bobby Pascal, and I've got a forecast for you right behind me. Starting with the forecast map, we see a high-pressure zone over Colorado. That could move those clouds to the side, making for some sun in our skies and maybe some nicer temperatures. And looking at the rest of our nation, not too much that's going to affect Colorado this week. Let's check out the temperatures. And now let's check out the temperature map. We see a high of 88 over Denver today, making for some pretty warm temperatures. The rest of my nation is still warm, but cooling down a little bit, which is normal, seeing as how it is now fall. We'll check out the Monument 5-day and see what's happening over our town. Well, Monday morning we have a high of 85 to start off this homecoming week, which isn't too bad. A little bit of clouds in the sky all week, but not anything too considerable. On Tuesday we see that high of 78. Wednesday 82 and Thursday 80, not looking too bad. On Friday we're able to wrap up our week and have a high of 80 as we move into the final day of this homecoming week, moving into the game and looking for some sunny temperatures, going towards the weekend, towards the dance. Well, Palmer Ridge, once again, that is all I have for you. I'm Bobby Pascal, and for more information on the weather, go outside. Back to my anchors.
There you have it, folks, the weather.
And that's our show for the week. Have a safe and fun homecoming week, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your day.